button blue. Sub if you new. Hey, what it do? Make the like button blue. Sub if you new.
Hello, salutations. What it do? It's Sadot the Gamer, all father, Durag gang, know the vibes like a scribe. Let's get it. Happy Wednesday, Durag Nation. We are back again. Welcome, Marvel's Avengers survivors. This is the final week. This is it. What's up, Damien, Riley? What up, Art? Music producer, Capte, Last Avenger Standing, Wilfredo, Frezzy Now, What It Do, Gaming Galaxy. Appreciate y'all. Craig, my brother, what's up? We're going to be continuing our playthrough and reminiscing of Marvel's Avengers. Last time we finished the Reassemble campaign, so now we're going to go through the DLC. Durag Nation, even though you have hair, I mean, the Durag was made for people with hair. It protects raids if you have raids. It helps you get your waves if you're trying to get waves. That's what they were made for. What up, Tony? Dropping on casual. Oh yeah, casual's live right now as well. But let's see. Matter of fact, have both our streams open. Show support. All right, so we are gonna drop in on taking aim. That is the last. That is the first of the DLC. Like an hour ago.
Avengers, we need a threat assessment from
Yep,
your
Avengers
end.
is cooked after this week.
Of my location to your war table. It's time we
The
make space.
Support will officially be pulled, and you will no longer be able to buy the game digitally. You can actually get it for up to 90% off right now. I know they had that sale for Xbox. The last week, the last day is the 30th. After the 30th, Marvel's Avengers is going to be pulled from every digital storefront, so you won't be able to buy it pretty much anywhere digitally. It's not going to be available. You're going to have to buy a physical copy after this week. Despite all that potential. No more Avengers. So if you haven't bought it already.
Welcome to Shield Substation 0, Avengers.
J. Williams coming through the 5 super chat. Appreciate you. Thanks for liking your Twitter post yesterday. You're so happy to finally have the Spider-Man 2 console. I'm glad you got it.
Plenty of familiar faces here. Get yourselves acquainted and meet me in my office.
Thief. Trippy. There will be no more updates from Marvel's Avengers, the developers. But there is a pretty big update coming from Miller, our favorite leaker. At some point this week, Miller is going to be dropping his final leak of Marvel's Avengers. It will be in the form of an article, and
Good to see you in person.
all I can say is it's going to be big.
Telegram calls can only do so much.
Miller's last leak is a pretty crazy one.
It's a real threat. We've encountered time disruptions across the world. Tachyon storms, as we call it. We'll need an experienced.
You just bought Avengers. You like the story. The end boss fight was bad though.
You are the perfect candidate.
Yeah, I'd say if you could get it for like $4, like it's as low as $4 right now. I think that's more than fair. That's a crazy bargain. You get the multiplayer, which people still play, especially on Steam. You got the main campaign, which by itself is worth like 20. Then you have all the DLC and additional characters. You know that for $4? Yeah, that's definitely a deal.
the cavalry is here.
You'll find out when he drops his article. I can't tell you what's in the article.
More frequent by the day. We don't know what's causing them or why, but we need answers.
We believe they're related. Miller gave me a preview of it, and
like a hiccup in
I talked him through some of it.
Intense deja vu. I've identified
and I read an early draft of it.
Seems like
I can only tell you that it's going to be insane. When Miller's article drops, it's definitely going to be trending. That's all I can tell you about that. What's up, No Cap? How you feeling? Think EA will use inspiration from this game on the Iron Man game? I hope not. I mean, in terms of the combat, sure. Everything else, I mean, no. The story, none of that. Fortunately, they're making it in Unreal 5, so they won't have the engine problem. So the traversal, the flying should be a lot better.
Involved in all these tachyon disruptions, it means they're blazing new trails and mad scientists.
But the number one thing any developer making a Marvel game should even look at Avengers for is Vince Napoli's combat design.
Jarvis, we didn't call for backup, did we?
Holy crap.
That's it.
The Avengers?
All Miller said was that he's going to drop the article sometime this week. It would be pretty funny if he released it on the 30th. The last day Avengers is available on digital storefronts. And the last day of support. That would be fitting.
It appears you have a fan. Always nice to be appreciative. She sounds familiar. How odd. I'm picking up some unusual interference nearby. Odd and unusual.
Waste of potential. That should be the official Avengers tagline. Do I think I should make an Avengers PS5 game? I would love to, but I don't have $200 million. If you have a couple $100 million, I will happily make you a new Marvel's Avengers game. This game is garbo. This game is so good that even the haters pretend to hate it. We're in year 3, and even the haters have to drop in. They can't get away from it. Even people who hate the game have to watch people play it. I've never seen a game like it. You quit the game. A lot of people quit the game, but a lot of people actually came back to the game. Funny enough, I was looking at the Steam numbers yesterday, and they're the highest it's been since launch and the free weekend. Like, more people are playing the game on Steam alone, which is like the worst play to play the game than almost ever before, which is crazy.
Our fan is causing a little trouble of her own. I'm picking up several distress calls. AIM security.
Yeah, it definitely sucks that it turned out the way it did, because it should have been the best the best superhero game ever with the potential it had. It took Avengers to die for Suicide Squad to live. I mean, we might be speaking too soon when it comes to Suicide Squad. It's not alive yet. It's struggling to get off the operating table. It's actually about time for Suicide Squad to start marketing again. Because I don't know if you realize that game's supposed to come out the very beginning of February.
You'll need to dispose of them before I can get into their system. One of their agents is down.
With how long that's from now, they're going to have to start their marketing cycle.
Another agent down.
And I actually saw some signs that they were.
Well done. That squad member has been neutralized.
I just tried to do the missile spam. Did they patch it?
Why did you guys take a break? I'm beaming with pride. I'm in. Beautiful work, Jarvis. Let's get inside. Your excitement worries me, sir. Don't act like
Oh, there it
you're
is.
enjoying this.
Still there. Mean last week? I mean exactly what it means. This is the last week. Last week of support. Last week to buy the game digitally. After this week, it's all over. Officially a dead game.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Tony.
Tony? Wait, do we know each other?
You don't remember me?
Any hint?
That kind of stings.
Well, I know a lot of people. How about a hint?
Okay.
I can tell you. The only thing I can tell you
archer and gymnast?
is that
No?
it will give
Five investigator,
closure
full-time genius, looks
to a lot of people that were sad that they didn't get to see the story
Kate Bishop.
end for Avengers,
You're a little kid.
and
A little tiny.
it's definitely going to
19, right?
expose some
You make
people.
it sound like Hawkeye was training a baby.
What are you doing here? Where have you been?
There'll be time to catch up later. Hopefully. Meet me inside.
We're on the right floor.
It's far from the worst Marvel game ever released on console.
Find the hangar. I'll meet you
True.
there.
Lots of busted robots in here. You did a lot of damage. For your wrecking crew or something?
Yeah.
Not bad, kid. Not bad at all.
$3.99. Yeah, $3.99. I know on the Xbox store
And open.
it's like $3.99. It's like $4.
I'm afraid I can't lift the emergency lockdown through this terminal.
Close to something. What? Who knows?
The hangar is just up ahead. Find the correct terminal, and I'll take care of the rest.
That's a steal. If you haven't bought it already, I mean, $4 is basically free. You might as well grab it at this point.
It is finished.
think they had a GTA 5 style sandbox game where you could switch through the
There should be a
main
storefront
Avengers
here,
would be cool.
Might be something you could...
What's up, Jace? How you feeling?
I don't mean to rush you, but AIM knows you're here.
$4 still feels like robbery. That's 100% cap.
And they're not going to be happy by any of it. So...
$4 for 30 hours of story
What am I looking for?
and like
I found something.
10 playable characters, all the skins
Hey, Kate.
and emotes
We've lost her signal, sir. It appears communication
for $4.
Get us a
100% cap.
You'll need to maintain
Saying that's
control of all
that's
three consoles.
that's wrong. Easily worth it.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to let them take over the service. My bad. Is that sarcasm, sir? Just focus on getting control of this. All right?
Easily worth it.
Got it. Nice work. Just keep AIM from getting control back. Any idea what this facility is being used for? Security is top-notch, something highly classified. Once I've lifted the lockdown, I can work on locating their records. It may take some time. Let's get the Kate first.
This game really should have gone free to play, but as you'll find out, all the people with the good ideas for how to fix the game were just basically told no.
We have control of this terminal. This one's ours. They're attempting to kick me out of the system. Not for long.
Pulled me right in that nonsense.
Door is down! I need your aid.
Sounds like a skill issue, Thor.
Security lockdown is lifted. You still with us, Kate?
Yeah, I got this. I got this. Don't worry about me.
Kate, we're on our way.
12 playable characters.
Some more bad news, I'm afraid. All these files are encrypted.
There's probably hundreds of skins too.
Once we're out of here.
Crazy how Lego. The problem with the Lego is that it's a Lego game. As disappointing as Avengers was, I would much rather play Avengers than a Lego game. Because I actually played the Lego Avengers game, and I'd still rather play this.
What took you so long?
And it's not even particularly close.
Me too. Oh, speaking of.
Looks like you got a handle on things.
You sound surprised.
You're one surprise after another.
Yeah, I'm pretty great.
Yeah, I tried to play it on stream. That was doo-doo water. I could get over how dated the combat was, but every level was so repetitive. We switch to
Drop 'em like flies.
You got it, kid.
punctured bandages won't fix.
I swear you aged more than 5 years.
Yeah, you too.
All they really had to do was make a really good open world game.
Okay, and that's
The problem is they didn't really know what they wanted to do,
Hang on, you're not leaving.
or they were
until you explain
forced to do
I'll be in touch.
something else mid game.
Pinky promise.
Because they started out making a single player Avengers game. Then they pivoted to live service multiplayer.
Tracer Jarvis, coordinates added to the war table.
Which turned out to be a disaster.
Avengers, good. There's someone who wants to talk to you.
Suicide Squad is doing what
I believe
Avengers
some of you know Kate
should
Bishop,
have.
formerly Hawkeye.
Oh, we've met. FYI, call me Katie and an arrow ends up in your eye. Tony, hey.
Nuh-uh. If I can't call you Katie, there's no way you get to call me Tony.
Old nicknames then? Iron Pants?
Nuh-uh.
Bucket Man?
No.
Tin Titan?
Kinda like that one.
Well, that takes the fun out of it.
So you're working for S.H.I.E.L.D. now?
It should listen to. It should listen like Insomniac.
Clint.
That's the thing. It was too late. I mean, they could have
Barton was
improved.
captured by AIM a few years back. There's been very little intel since.
Clint and
I mean, they had some people on it, Crystal Dynamics, with some really good ideas, but unfortunately, the people who were in charge didn't know what they were doing, didn't want to listen to anybody.
We stumbled on this Tachyon project, and then Clint was gone too.
So yeah, it ended up getting worse.
It has to be connected.
But Suicide Squad at least embraced the live service thing. They're like, okay,
Everyone who gets close to these
it's going to be open world.
But now we know
One big
there's
map.
one guy at the center of it all. Dr.
We're going to
Warren
emphasize
Guest.
traversal.
We get him to spill his guts on the project.
Avengers should have leaned into that from the start if that's what they wanted to do.
And you think we can convince him to flip?
Iron Pants.
Make him question all his life decisions.
Tin Titan is kind of lit.
We'll see.
I see why I totally liked it.
Simple. I like it.
Ready when you are, Iron Pants.
Hey, Kate, hang on a
I
second.
love Kate in
Yep,
this.
stop.
We're not going to talk about this. You know we thought you were dead. Nobody heard from you.
I tried contacting you in the early days. Nothing. You expected me to keep calling after 5 years? I know you guys probably had your reasons, but you made it pretty clear we were on our
Still,
own.
I thought it
$4.
would be safer for you.
I would definitely give it a try.
Everyone who was there on A-Day was poison. A target. But things are different now. If you...
I don't know. It's going to take a lot. So actually, Rocksteady looks like they're going to start their marketing soon. Because I just saw that one of the devs tweeted out that there's a bunch of Suicide Squad merch available now on Amazon, which I definitely peep. Actually, some of it looks pretty good. Don't know anything about the trophies. They should, but there was already like a bug related to the trophies.
All right. Surveillance footage shows.
So if it's not
this
fixed,
dude
then
heading into
yeah,
the
it's not getting
facility
fixed.
at like 5 a.m. No recorded.
If you have the game, it's going to be,
let's
it's
go find
basically
Jess.
just going to be
We'll have to get past
like it
the
always
security.
was.
Not seeing a way for you to sneak through. They've got the area covered.
You just won't be able to
You ready for this, Kate?
I'm not
buy
the
it
one who spent the
digitally.
last 5 years playing air guitar, my dude. Follow my lead.
And if anything goes wrong, they're not going to fix it. What's up, Noir? How you feeling?
All right, let's get to higher ground. See if we can spot the fortress from here.
I'm detecting a
We're
prison
probably not gonna-
convoy up ahead.
We're probably not going to see another attempt at
Fortress
Avengers
facility. AIM patrol dead ahead.
for a long time.
Sounds like target practice. Not for long. If AIM wants to make new friends, they'll just have to awkwardly
Avengers
socialize like the rest of us.
failure scared a lot of people.
There's the convoy. Tony, distract the guards. I'll get those cages open.
You gotta punch the locks on the side to expose their weak points.
It sounds like you've done this before.
Once or twice. Once there's the video control going back to the end. Handy.
One cage down. Let's get these guys out of here.
Let me get out of here.
Transport logs indicate there are more prisoners trapped inside the facility. 3 scientists unaffiliated with AIM.
Okay, let's resume our journey to the ominous prison complex.
You got some nice gadgets, Kate. They're not shield issue, are they?
Just happened to meet some AIM folk who
What's up with the
decided
aim on this?
to misplace their highly expensive equipment. Only took a few modifications.
Convenient.
Short-range telephone.
It's really unresponsive right now.
I'm surprisingly intuitive. I know, right? Nothing better than beating AIM with their own gear. I love violent girl talk.
Yeah, if a game has an offline component, then it's always going to be playable. That's I think that's what a lot of people were confused by, because Avengers was a live service game, but they forgot that it's not always online, which is one of the few smart things they did. Because it's not always online, you'll always be able to play it. That's what people. That's one of the reasons that a lot of people were mad about when they saw the Suicide Squad announcement
Time to make our grand entrance.
and saw that it was always online.
Oh, haven't you heard? Tonight's dress code is
Because it's like, okay, well, if anything goes wrong,
I love it.
the support gets pulled, then the game you just paid full price for, is gone. So yeah, that's definitely not it. With Avengers, at the very least, even if the multiplayer stops working,
Daughter of Derek and Eleanor
you still have
Private
like the whole game.
and former Avenger. Oh wait, they abandoned you before that ever became official, didn't they?
stalker much? Can he hear us, Jarvis?
Oh,
You love the
we've
style
got
for
top
X-Men or
surveillance
sequel
on you,
Guardians.
Avengers.
Oh, good.
Yeah, like
Anything to tell you to
the
butts off in
the
a car ride?
foundation is there.
Die before I see you in the flesh, Ms. Bishop.
The foundation is like
Dying.
perfect,
I'm too cute to die, baby.
You're
but
right. This Getz guy is a creep.
you gotta do it right. But yeah, like a console superhero game with like this really cool combat action.
Counting on it. First we break these scientists out, then we find Jets.
Available on all platforms.
Not getting back up.
Just, less of the Destiny live service elements. But they definitely had the pieces to make. There's definitely a foundation here that you can do that will work with superhero games, but
Console somewhere to lower the barriers. Let's get
you
these
definitely got to get the right studio to work on it.
They forced her.
Hey, we know. It's okay. What's Jets keeping you here for?
Experimental robotics engineering. We mainly integrate this strange tech they got from
What's up, Bruce?
somewhere.
They don't know anything. You're wasting your time.
Welcome to the last week of Marvel's Avengers. If you haven't already, make sure you pick up your copy of Avengers for the low price of $4.
Get to safety. We'll handle this.
And it's the last cage.
Ooh, looks like you lost the scientist, yeah?
A minor setback. They'll be replaced soon enough. Everyone is
Jarvis is fun. Tell everyone to play the other guard.
Hey, Jarvis, how
Yeah, yeah. I think that was part of the problem, the expectation.
Oh, we're
Like they didn't think it was going to be like a Mass Effect type of thing,
There's no way I'm letting him go after this.
where you can control the other Guardians in combat, but not actually play as them. And I see what they were going for. I still liked it, but I do think the game would have been better if they had sections where you can literally just control the other Guardians. And if they did a sequel, I think that would definitely be the way to go. Because after playing the game, like, the story was brilliant, but they definitely easily could have made it so that the other Guardians were playable. And it would have definitely made it a better game. Do I realize how many days until Spider-Man 2? Yep. Every time I go on Twitter, we got Rock Rider with his amazing countdown posters. We have the actual Marvel's Avengers, the Marvel Spider-Man countdown account. Pretty much every game, especially Marvel games, have their own countdown accounts. The Spider-Man 2 one's pretty good.
Ready for extraction.
A lot of devs got Christian. It's like you want to feel bad because people use jobs at the same time. People are making projects, giving up on them from the start. Maybe they don't.
Let's drop them off at the substation. Maybe Maria can get some
Yeah,
information.
you always feel bad when you generally feel bad in gaming when people lose jobs. To me, the worst thing is when developers legitimately try hard,
Did you come here?
and you can tell that they didn't try to make just, you know, a cash grab. They put a lot of passion into the game, and it just didn't work out sales-wise.
If you're referring to my demotion, it's a jealous vendetta by that Rappaccini harpy.
Ooh, so Monica's not happy with you either, huh?
Like sometimes games just don't resonate.
On disaster, did she?
I never mentioned
Like Immortals of
Oh,
Avion,
come on, dude.
it looked cool.
Massive radiation spikes. It's your work, isn't it?
Based on the reviews, it was a solid game, a lot of fun,
What Rappaccini's doing is
but it didn't resonate. Nobody messed with it.
A lawyer.
So they had to lay off like a ton of their
I
staff.
don't think so. It doesn't really matter, though. I already scanned your facial structure. A little
You miss
3D
watching the
hard-like
raid speedrun
simulation
competitions?
security
Yeah,
system
those are
looks
pretty
like
fun.
My Gets decoy is the real thing.
I can see why Rappaccini was so interested in you. Your skills are impressive.
What do you mean interested?
She's quite
Doom
taken
having those raid
with
race
the
streams.
Other Hawkeye. It's a shame you chose the wrong side.
They know we back on
I made the right
Avengers.
choice
Of course,
in here.
still that.
You know, outside
You already
the
know.
prison cell, we're done.
I told y'all in March that we were gonna
These guys
do
always try to
Avengers
mess with your
for the
head.
last time in September,
Maybe, but I still
and this is the
support
literal last week.
If AIM was keeping tabs on Clint, I need to know what they have.
Support gets pulled.
We can help.
You guys made your priorities clear.
It won't be in the digital storefronts no more. This is it.
You know what? I get it. The Avengers have a world to save. You can't just drop everything.
Remember when you ran
But I'm not
some
giving
Raid
up on my
Saturdays? You got the best Iron Man in the game.
I'll be back soon.
Nice shot.
Yeah, well, it's all in the breathing.
Yo, that Winter Soldier cap look clean. Look at that.
I guess I know why you're here. Either I'm in trouble, or...
We owe you an apology. We all made mistakes, and that meant we weren't there for you when you needed us most.
Cap,
Dang,
you're
some of these
taking
suits look good.
You've got nothing to apologize for.
Yes,
So much potential.
I didn't prepare the team to go on without me. Also, I should have made this official a long time ago.
Nightbot's been wild.
You've proved you're an Avenger, Kate. If you'll have us.
The Guardians sell well to warrant a sequel. Not really.
I also dreamed of flying a plane made of gumball.
I mean, it depends.
I'm hoping that's a yes.
We don't know all the information. I mean, the standards, it didn't sell well enough according to Square Enix, but Square Enix's standards are famously very high and weird, especially when it comes to their Western games, so we don't actually know. But it definitely wasn't a huge seller. It was just critically acclaimed. Had a lot of support. Picked up a lot of new players on Game Pass. But the problem is that the Embracer Group is running the studio right now. They own Eidos Montreal.
I hear you've got news about our tech.
And Embracer is having a lot of problems with the money. So even if Guardians did sell well enough, they're not in position to greenlight another one.
Spain, Italy, Wakanda.
Not quite. We traced the disruptions to an AIM black site near a hydro dam in Siberia.
Right now, Embracer's priority is putting out original IPs and just getting some money, just in general, just getting some money as fast as possible. That's why they're considering selling studios.
Sure you want me leading this, Cap?
You know more about this situation.
But they definitely aren't in a position to greenlight any licensed games.
You're ever not sure what to do.
They need Eidos Montreal to put out what they're working on now.
That means a lot.
Which is their original IP.
Thanks,
and hopefully make some money.
Let's do this.
Your work paid off, Avengers. I sent the...
You saw the lizard boss fight in the Kraven cutscenes. Yeah, Spider-Man 2 looks crazy. Now everybody's on that new trailer though. That I'm looking forward to when they release the new Spider-Man 2 trailer officially.
You have a plan, Kate?
I found out that the Venom trailer that came out yesterday was a leak. It was told, everyone was told that it originally aired on TV in Brazil, but apparently it just leaked. Someone just leaked it.
More like radiation trails.
So we're waiting for it to officially be put out. I want to see that HD version. That fight was crazy. We did a Sucker Punch Avengers game. I'd agree, but I would rather have Ghost of Tsushima 2. If Sucker Punch can only do one, it's tough, but I want that Ghost of Tsushima. I really want that Ghost of Tsushima 2. But it would be tempting because I know they do an amazing job. I mean, for the sake of in terms of just looking at my channel, I would want them to do the Avengers game. But as a fan of gaming, I want Ghost of Tsushima 2.
First core down.
The game had potential, but because of the engine and Square Enix pulling support, there was only so much they could do. Now, if they had been smart, they could have definitely turned the game around enough where Square Enix could have been convinced to reinvest. But, you know, all the people who had good ideas, they just, you know, ignored them.
What?
All the fans, even employees at Crystal Dynamics who had great ideas that could have helped the game, just ignored them.
I'm spotting several AIM patrols up ahead. They're blocking your path to the facility.
So really had no chance. It had a lot of legitimate stuff that was beyond their control working against them, like the pandemic. But at the end of the day, what really doomed Avengers was that it just didn't have the right people working on it, or at least the right people in charge.
Asset secure. No.
Could have been Walter Alliance 4.
Looks like Monica's got other problems tonight.
Felt like they gave up on it immediately. Yeah, Square legitimately pulled support in December. That's when they started shifting people off to Perfect Dark and Tomb Raider. They just looked at the money they lost that first month and all the feedback and the state of the game, where it's like, yeah, this is cooked.
Okay. Yeah. This big guy was downed recently.
War for Wakanda was like their last big push.
Intercept some escaped prisoners.
Well, that explains the high alert.
The facility is just over that ridge. All the tachyon readings originate from that location.
Another shockwave.
Who wants a Marvel's vs. Capcom 2? If it's like Street Fighter 6, I would definitely take that.
Inside won't be easy.
Jarvis and I can handle the door from here.
Street Fighter 6 was crazy. I've been playing it recently. It's really good. Good at the game? I would hope so. Many hours as I put in this failed live service game. Let me just go ultimate. This is the other thing. Live service games, please stop trying to be Destiny. I don't know why there's this obsession with having missions where you're standing in a circle with a countdown, but please stop. No one likes it. Especially when you take the time to have a game with dynamic combat. Like, First Descendant did the same thing. I was playing the beta, and it got a bunch of missions where you're just literally standing in a circle, like Destiny. I'm like, why? Who was really saying, oh man, that was my favorite part of Destiny? Got his missile out the air, hold that. It's not fun or engaging. It's just annoying.
Okay, we're clear.
I'm in the system. Overriding doors now.
Thank you.
You despise those missions. Can't wait for 19 Ninjas of Venom. It's like, and it's all the time. Like, there's a lot of them in First Descendant too. Surprising, a lot of them. Avengers like will switch it up, but a little bit. But holy, like who actually signed off on these missions? And like, oh man, yeah, players love this. Like, no one likes to do these. The only reason it was tolerable in Destiny. In Patrol, because I ran across them in Patrol when I was playing Destiny. In Destiny, you don't have to actually stand in the circle. You can move around. You're just protecting a point. but you can move outside of it. And for some reason, the studio was like, "Oh yeah, let's take that and just make it worse."
Gotta respect the classics. Find me a target with access. We can take care of the rest.
We're gonna have you just be like, "Oh yeah." Not only do you have to stand here while it counts down for 2 minutes, you can't leave. You just have to stand here. I'm like, bro. Like, I understand the idea of it is maybe, okay, it's something you can do multiplayer, because you can have your players, you have one player hold it down in the middle, and the rest will deal with the mobs of enemies. But if you're playing solo because you want to, or because your game doesn't have that many people playing, then it poses a problem. Even if the intent was it to just be a multiplayer thing, there are better mission types you can do to incorporate more than one person. Because even if it's multiplayer, if you build a game with like dynamic characters and combat and movement, why would you want to be the one standing in the circle doing nothing? Like, maybe if you're a range only build and you're just used to standing in one spot, but otherwise, why would you want to stand there on your build? Like, it's just bad game design.
Hey, what's with the busted robots? Once we're through, follow my lead. We don't know what we're gonna find. Pim, how's our signal? All clear. Audio and visual connection.
Like, Ghost of Tsushima has some really cool multiplayer stuff.
I'm detecting heavy energy fluctuations in the
Like, they actually have the much better version of the circle thing.
What the hell is
in their survivor mode. Basically,
keep this quick. I want to keep
you have your team of up to 4.
How's your progress on the weapon?
And there's an encampment, and there are different spots on the map where you have to protect. And you're going to have like increasing waves of enemies. Currently it's like 16 waves of enemies. They get harder as it progresses, and they have special waves with highly difficult enemies. And the enemies are going to run in and try to capture the points on the map. So you have to intercept them or stop them once they get to the points, because the points are circles, and they're going to stand in the middle and try to hold it down. So your job is to knock them out of it and take out all the enemies before they can fill it, before time runs out and that spot gets taken over. If the spot gets taken over, then you take a health penalty. You lose too many spots, it's game over.
Let's get to the anthill.
It's actually interactive that way, and more interesting, because you're not limited to just standing in one spot. You have more flexibility. You can intercept the enemies if you memorize where they spawn.
Mind filling us in? Do you know what that thing was?
You can attack them from a distance. You can have one person standing in the middle while everyone else intercepts.
Okay, and
you have flexibility there.
Whatever she's sending through time is, yes.
That's a much more interesting way to do it.
The storms will eventually tear reality.
Got me a casual on the split screen.
We're talking about time.
New season of Master of the Universe is on. Yeah, I have no interest in that. But I saw Castlevania is dropping tomorrow. I'll definitely check that out.
We're gonna build another time bridge.
Did you not just hear me say
Crazy they developed the setting and didn't do it for multiplayer.
Bad idea.
Exactly. So we are gonna
Tomb Raider series. Oh yeah, Netflix is
Go
announcing a
get
bunch
Flint
of
out
stuff.
their own timeline, cut Monica off from her future self. That would stop the storms, right?
I remember today is a
That might work.
Netflix announcement
A
day.
few things, but you know what?
I'm interested in the Scott Pilgrim anime. That looks fire. Love me some Scott Pilgrim.
First, we'll need everything you can get on Monica's time bridge plans.
And I'm looking forward to the Castlevania anime. All the Castlevania animes are always fire.
It's our best shot.
Are there animated Castlevania shows on Netflix are fire. Can't wait for it. It should have things only specific characters can do, especially for Avengers game. Yeah, that's also true. Like character specific levels. Like you have you have a big mission and it requires different moving parts, and the Avengers have to split up. So you have one part of the level that requires stealth, and you're like, okay, well, we got Black Widow to do that objective. You got some brute force portions with stronger enemies. Okay, Thor, Hawk, run through there.
You can actually build this time bridge.
You got parts that that require someone to fly. Iron Man, Thor.
Break in without raising the alarm. We're gonna need to swipe some credentials.
Can you find us a target?
Intercepting AIM communications.
Patrol Delta got lost in a snow squall. Waiting for them to
Yeah, parts where you have missions where you have to rescue civilians. Like there's a lot of things they could have done in a multiplayer Avengers game. It just felt like the missions were just like hastily copied from Destiny.
Found our sitting ducks. Perfect. Shall we?
This is Future Imperfect, the first of the Avengers DLC.
Got eyes on the enemy. AIM patrol, dead ahead.
Take them out before they can warn the others. Check their pockets while you're at it.
Which is better? Gotham Knights I thought was a much better designed game. Avengers objectively was the worst flop because I think it might have sold more,
I trust him.
even though it's been out longer. But Avengers definitely had the most potential. But I mean, it was such a disaster that the entire studio got sold. So hard to argue against that. But in terms of quality, I thought the combat in Avengers was just better overall. You know, you had Vince Napoli to thank for that. But Gotham Knights was better designed. I thought it had the better story. The open world was much better. The maps were better. The multiplayer was way better. I mean, Gotham Knights had an emote wheel and join in progress at launch. Their multiplayer content actually made sense.
Sense of direction doing, Jarvis.
Ahead of you lies a forest. Go through it, and you'll reach AIM's
And was legitimately collaborative.
Hiding up here.
AIM wants to stay in the public's good graces. Anything remotely controversial.
So I definitely give Gotham Knights the edge there. The biggest edge that Avengers had is literally just the fact that they're using big Marvel characters, and Gotham Knights' roster is limited to the Bat family. Because if you took the exact same Gotham Knights game, but you made the roster Teen Titans instead, it would be like infinitely better than Avengers. If you combine some of the aspects, basically you take a little bit of this from in this. Yeah, if you took Avengers, you put it in Unreal Engine instead of Foundation. Yeah, you basically from Gotham Knights, you take it being an Unreal Engine, you take the story and world and open world design, the multiplayer with the joint in progress and everything. But for Avengers, you keep the combat, the roster, and you incorporate the improvements to gear that they added later. Because the skills in Gotham Knights weren't bad at all. They were pretty good. But the gear system is pretty bad. It's particularly the mod system. Like Gotham Knight's problem is that it felt like they kind of abandoned the gear thing halfway through. So there's not like a lot of variety of gear. The mod system makes no sense at all. Avengers, I thought, did a better job with that as they got on. Yo, shout out to Alex for putting in the work. Hero Spider-Man, same. I can't wait. Love go sooner, you know, the tech stuff, but you wish it was more in depth. I love what they did with Ghost of Tsushima. The Legends mode
We're in. Let's find some time bridge blueprints.
is really good in terms of like just being a live service looter. I love the builds, the gear. I love the gear, the build variety and stuff you can do. That whole system's really good. And in the base game, I thought the combat and build system is really good. If you take the time to learn it, you can craft some really interesting builds and styles. And the combat can be as challenging as you want it to be. Like I love playing on the lethal mode. The duels can be really challenging. And like push you to actually like not only just put together good builds, but master the timing and mechanics of like dodging and parrying. I thought it was really in depth. I think they did a great job with that.
Access AIM's network and search for the plans. Strange. They're locked behind a firewall, but there are multiple records of an X element.
I know that. There's some mystery. Oh, good. That's fun. Okay.
Last part, stand in a circle.
What do you need, Jarvis?
The access point should be in the center of the room.
Standing in circles. Uh-oh.
But you'll need to stay within its range.
Standing in a small circle with a teleporter. That's the Avengers game.
How's it looking, Jarvis? This data center is heavily secured. I'm afraid I'll need more time than anticipated.
Don't worry, buddy. We'll hold them off.
Standing in circles. So much fun.
The plans are here, and we're taking a while to extract them.
Yeah, get those cyber plans, Jarvis. Got you now.
Legends is amazing.
Almost there.
Hell yeah! Keep it up, everyone! You should be embarrassed.
Stand in a circle. Stand in a circle. Stand in a circle. That's all you can do.
I'm not in great shape. Doesn't matter. We still
Download complete. Uploading server virus.
How do you get the War Machine? By playing the game.
Blueprints now.
Okay, we got what we needed.
You log
Get outta
in,
here.
Right behind you.
you go into the game, you pick Iron Man, you scroll down to the skins, and you pick War Machine. If you've never played the game at all before, I think there's like a very small minimum requirement.
Everything you hope for,
I forget what it was, like just I think it's literally just playing the game or finishing the campaign or something.
Get almost everything I need to build our own.
It's like a really easy to clear requirement. Why isn't Scarlet Witch in Marvel's Avengers? Because support for the game was shut down before they could start. Scarlet Witch was supposed to be the first DLC character after the Captain Marvel Kree Invasion,
I already put Dugan on the case.
but
From what I've heard,
the
he's
game got
by now.
shut down before we could get to that point. Embracer Group had no intention of continuing Avengers, so that's what we got. No She-Hulk, no Captain Marvel, no Scarlet Witch. But Scarlet Witch was next after Captain Marvel. Unfortunately. They had plans for Doctor Strange as well. How will the Across the Spider-Verse suit look during cutscenes where Peter has a symbiote? He won't have the symbiote. It looks like there might be some scenes that require you to have the symbiote, where it's basically where it basically will auto equip it, so you won't have the option to change it. But for scenes where it's not required for you to have the symbiote, you'll just have whatever suit that's equipped, just like in all the other games. But if a scene specifically requires you to have the symbiote, or a section of the story, you'll just have the symbiote in the scene.
I've only been pretending to know what caverite is.
It's a kind of volatile element.
For everything else, I mean, they showed this in the digital deluxe edition trailer already. You should definitely rewatch it, because some of the scenes they showed in the digital deluxe edition trailer are scenes where we saw the symbiote, like the lizard chase scene, but instead of the symbiote, they had on the deluxe edition suits. Wish for the final patch, they would have put all work done in the game into the public build, let data miners like Miller go fire everything. That would be nice. I mean, Miller's going to do it anyway, so you're going to find out what they were working on. But it would have been nice if they made it so that if they released the tools, so that modders could mod Avengers and basically just make whatever they want. Just like a final send-off, since they're not even using the Foundation engine anymore. you know, the Crystal Dynamics moved on to Unreal.
We'll need a ton of cavorite if we want to power our own time bridge.
Fury stashed plenty in old shield bunkers. Man was a hoarder.
Old documents reveal the presence of a shield
What happens to this game? It will be deleted forever from digital stores. So the only way you'll be able to buy the game after September 30th is by finding a physical copy. Because all the digital versions gone.
We're gonna need to shut down whatever's jamming us.
No more support, so if there's anything wrong with the game, like the online stuff, you're out of luck. They're not going to fix it.
Yep, that's a lot of satellite dishes. Where's the pointer, Jarvis?
So enjoy the game while you can. If you haven't bought it, now would be the time. It's like $4 right now. If you've been playing online, keep doing that. They have not promised anything. They said they'll try to allow you to play it online for the foreseeable future, but no guarantees. Once the support is pulled, then they can't guarantee anything.
Oh, really felt that one. Really did.
That's what I thought.
What game will I play next? Definitely check out my channel. If it's been a while for you, I've been covering Spider-Man 2 the last 5 months, 6 months.
I've seen these before. There's an automatic reset timer, so we're gonna have to take modules.
We've been going really heavy into Spider-Man 2. Doing all the coverage. If you're interested in that, definitely check all that content out. We were going to play Suicide Squad, but you know, obviously that didn't work out because they delayed it till next year.
I'm kind of disappointed it's over.
Multiplayer games, depends on what you like. I've been playing a lot of Street Fighter 6. I'm typically not into fighting games, but that particular game is a lot of fun. Obviously, when Suicide Squad comes out, if it comes out, I'll be playing that. I just played the First Descendants beta. I think that game has a lot of potential, but that beta just ended. So you missed out on that one. But I think that game has a lot of potential. Like that they had these beta periods, so I hope they take the feedback and improve it, because I think First Descendants could be a really good multiplayer game in the style of like Warframe.
Where is the cash? Buried and buried underground, did he? Who am I kidding? He probably buried it underground.
Yeah, I made it in one of my recent videos. I already covered the Saudi Arabia stuff. Saudi Arabia, well, the Middle East announced, it was officially announced by the commission that Spider-Man 2 was approved for release in Saudi Arabia. I mean, in the Middle East in general. It passed whatever checks it had to pass, but that's all we know. Everything I said in that video is all that is currently known. It's been approved for release, but that's all we know. So at the very least, we know it's not banned. It passed whatever checks that they had to go through. So I'm guessing they edited the game a little bit to comply with the Saudi Arabian, the Middle East, all those regulations.
We're super spies. Let's own it.
But that's all we know. Dragon Ball Tenkaichi? Yeah. It's been a while.
What's this Cavorite used for? You know.
I'm looking forward to it. The new Naruto game too. I love me some Naruto.
About Cavorite used to glare at you with his good eye whenever it got mentioned.
So secret and dangerous, huh?
Yeah. And now AIM's got their grubby hands on it. One hell of a headache. Here we are.
Am I excited for Spider-Man 2? Not at all. Spider-Man 2? More like Spider-Man Who, am I right?
Code verification required from designated security stations.
3. One. Where's 3? Five. Appreciate you. Where the hell is 3?
Attention. Code verification sequence timeout is imminent. Code verification required from designated security
There we just go
stations.
1.
Code verification complete. Authorized personnel required for
How can I be excited for Spider-Man 2 when Super Mario Wonder exists? But you notice 90% of my content is built around Super Mario Wonder. That's all I've been able to talk about this year. Imagine if we get to play as Venom. You won't have to imagine it. You're gonna live it.
Charging EMP. Please stand clear of the vault.
I know it's a funny meme that GTA 6 is never coming out, but they're gonna be announced. There's gonna be a GTA 6 announcement reportedly next month. Official announcement. And the game is supposed to come out in 2025.
Code verification required from designated security station.
So the wait will eventually be over. And we're finally going to have a official date.
Code verification complete. Please resume.
Rockstar had a medial theme project on the way. Nope, only thing I know from Rockstar is that they are very much all in on GTA 6.
Carry a big stick.
That's going to be a huge game for them. They spent a ridiculous amount of money on it already. I'm hearing rumors that GTA 6 might actually cost like $150 at launch because of how much they had to spend. What's up, Alex? Appreciate you.
Charging EMP.
They should add multiple endings. Yeah, I get the vibe they're not trying to be like too Web of Shadows-y.
Initiating next tier of the vault.
But we'll see.
Code verification required from designated security station.
You're good now.
The 3. One. And the 2. Game's been shutting down since the beginning of the year. It becomes official after September 30th. So if you haven't bought Avengers yet, it's your last chance to get it from stores digitally. Because it's going to be pulled from all the digital storefronts after the 30th. And right now it's like 90% off if you want to buy it.
Final code verification complete.
Yeah, 3x the swinging speed. Oh yeah, I can't wait to experience the swinging for myself. I've heard mainly great things from all the people who actually played it. Everyone complaining about it haven't actually played it. But all the people who played the demo said that there's a pretty big difference. And there's a lot of cool things they added to the swinging. So I can't wait to test it out for myself.
Heads up. Hacker inbound. Hey, thanks.
As far as I know, servers are still the servers. I haven't tried playing online, but as far as I know, they're still active. People can still play online. After the 30th, no guarantees. Spider-Man 2 will be on PC in about 2 years. You can't get the War Machine skin slot. Let me look up the requirements.
He sent us coordinates. Should be on the war table already.
It says the Iron Man, the War Machine skin will be available to anyone who has unlocked at least one trophy or achievement in the game before April 1st. Did you have at least one trophy or achievement in the game unlocked before April 1st? After it's done, we never be able to play online with friends. We don't know. But you have to wait and see. That's why. Oh, well, there you go. That's tough.
I'll send Theo to meet you outside. We had to build the bridge in a separate location. It's too dangerous to have near the anthill, let alone inside it.
Thanks for the portal, Theo.
Welcome to our little remote hideout. Dr. Pim's just up ahead.
All right, Hank, we're inside.
They should just grant it for everybody. they should just go ahead and just lift that one.
You did well. Dr. Pym is quite pleased.
That feels like unnecessary. Just let everybody have it.
You have one shot.
Are the servers down now? They shouldn't be.
Let's go get Hawkeye.
Whoa. Our best shot is to go back a day before he enters
Monica's time. Support doesn't end until October 1st.
After that, we'll have no idea where to find him.
When the whole marketplace was free, he was like, WTF, because you spent so much money on the game.
Well, that's the fun new experimental part.
I think it was a nice send off, but
you'll come out on the
I thought the timing was pretty sus, because literally the day before
I wanted it to be a surprise.
They were selling like a $70 MCU skin bundle. Literally the day before they announced all the skins are going to be free. I was like,
nice choice. Do your best not to disrupt the timeline outside of wrecking the bridge. That's risky enough.
I hear that FIFA Mobile has reset your team. I did not. I don't play FIFA. I don't play mobile games.
But I like the energy, so let's just
so that I'm out of the loop on that one.
Right. Jarvis will be with you the whole time. Just get Clint, destroy the bridge, and get out.
No, the game is over. No more support. The only thing that's releasing this week is Miller and his final leak. He's got something cooked up. That's gonna be crazy.
This is where we last saw Clint.
Family reunion time.
Time travel or just teleport?
My internal clock differs
Ew.
from time. So yes, we have succeeded. We're only an hour ahead of our past selves.
Did this OLT so many times.
Reporting you a day before Clint's arrival, you have arrived an hour before.
No, I get it, Jarvis. We have to move.
You donated to Tomb Raider? Pretty much. Like, it was actually legit. It was sad. It was actually legitimately people that were like, hey, I'm going to spend my money to support the game so that they'll reconsider. I'm like, bruh, you're just funding Tomb Raider.
Any way to get a message to him?
Had to switch to Feet Bishop real quick.
Need to get me closer.
Okay, we don't have a lot of time. Just guide me to it. It's really gonna suck if this is like their laundry truck.
Been like 350. Oof. Hope he does a stream. Yeah, that would be nice.
I'm picking up the convoy ahead.
We'll have to get Clint out of there before it reaches the facility. Oh, looks like we found the welcome party. Didn't I already wipe the floor with you guys?
Since we time travel, might as well.
They've split up the prisoners. Something about a security breach.
This is still open. Whatever Monica has planned for these prisoners, it can't be good. Jarvis, give me Thea.
Okay. Wait a minute. What frequency are you on? I thought you were talking to Pim on the other line.
I swear I dodged that.
Explain later. Much later. And, don't tell Tim I called you. We just need to get these prisoners to safety.
A bigger convoy lies up ahead. Follow the ridge and you'll reach it.
Super Adaptoid time. Oh, loot bot. That was really like an OLT.
Enemy down. I see it.
Give me the loot.
Mr. Barton at this location.
Thanks for not sugarcoating it. But we're still getting these people out. You're up, Theo.
This is always annoying in multiplayer, because you have people that didn't know how to open the cages, even if they had a character that can open the cages solo.
This one's open.
You'd be like, bruh, come on. Literally just open the cage. It's much easier solo.
There's another cell over there.
That's gotta be Clint.
This one has a larger security force.
You've been able to play Payday.
Correct.
Well, third time's the charm. Let's do this.
Bro, I have not bothered. I uninstalled Payday 3 right after that stream. Cause I'm like, bruh. It's a online only game. I don't know that many people playing it. And matchmaking is completely broken.
Any chance you guys are just gonna let
Like, if there was a ton of interest in the game, that'd be one thing. But it wasn't, so I'm just like, yeah, I'm not. I had to do at least one stream covering it because I got the review key. But after that, I was like, yeah, I'm done.
open.
Immediate uninstall. hope they get the matchmaking stuff sorted, because it seemed like it would be fun to play with like friends.
Katie?
Oh my god.
Clint.
What are you doing here?
Saving you, dummy.
You don't understand. I agreed to this.
What?
AIM has sent their forces to recapture the
A Ghost Rider game would be crazy.
Explain on the way. We gotta move.
Yeah, I think they made the game fully open world. There's so many problems with Avengers.
Remember that day we got
We've gone
separated?
through them all in exhausting detail. But yeah, to summarize,
Turns out,
Avengers had so many issues that there's not any one thing that would have helped the game. Obviously, there's a bunch of things that could have made it technically better, but better's kind of irrelevant when the game had just so many things that it needed to do in order to succeed.
Take this thing down and get out of here.
I can't go with you, Kate.
Out of all the issues Avengers had, a fully open world game was probably really low on the priority list, because there were so many like basic things the game did wrong. Because it didn't even need to be open world, like, because the original idea was to make it like a single player thing, and it would have been perfectly fine if they had made it like kind of a God of War semi open world experience. That would have been perfectly fine. It didn't need to be fully explorable like Suicide Squad or like how Gotham Knights was. But then they decided to do live service multiplayer, and that brought a host of problems, because the engine just wasn't built for it. That's really what doomed it. They were like, okay, let's make a single player Avengers game, and we'll use the Foundation engine because that's what we know. And also, well, the real reason is Square didn't want to pay Unreal Engine. They want to pay those licensing fees to use Unreal Engine. So they're like, oh, you just use Foundation. Which would have been fine if they were going to do the multiplayer, they were going to do the single player game. But then halfway through development, they were like, actually, this is going to be a live service multiplayer game. So we're going to need you to modify the Foundation engine to work for multiplayer. And obviously that didn't work out. So. Who is a character I'm playing of? You never heard before? That's Kate Bishop. She is very much a Marvel character. She's gotten more popular since she was added to the MCU and got her own show on Disney Plus. But yeah, she's had a kind of a loyal following for about maybe 15 years in Marvel Comics. By no means an A-list Marvel character, probably C, D tier. But yeah, she's Hawkeye's apprentice and even took over the mantle of Hawkeye during some comic runs. Yeah, the Spider-Man 2 trailer was insane. Crazy that it was a leak. I can't wait to see the American version in full HD. That's going to be tough. Venom was giving Peter all the inches.
So you're still going through with this?
We have to destroy Monica's bridge for both sides.
But they were given. I like how just massive they made Venom. Like he literally just palmed Peter and threw him. So I'm just going to show over. Yeah, I covered all this in my video. Definitely check that out.
Sorry, I have to go.
You better come back, all right?
Insomniac.
But if I don't.
Nope, not having that conversation.
Obviously, we already know the TV spot is coming, but they usually do a launch trailer as well.
Let's get to the bridge.
They might be named the Game Informer Game of October, and they still have the reviews. The review period is coming up in a few weeks. They're going to start sending out review codes to people to play the game early and give their full impressions. The preview event, they were only allowed to play the game at that location for like 3 hours. But for the review period, they're going to send the review codes of the game out, and people are going to get to play the full game early, and release their reviews and everything like that. So yeah, there's a lot coming up.
The movie supplied to me about time travel, and I am not happy about it. This is bad.
What if my code goes to the spam folder? It's not.
What happened?
If I check my spam folder regardless, but
Long story.
I know if I get a review code, I know
You guys are going down.
who it would be coming from. It would be the same person who got my information, so that Sony could send me my freak Spider-Man 2 controller and PS5 covers. That email is starred and in my inbox. So if I get a review code, it would be from that person. It would not be going to spam. Will the code be given out to everyone who will play the game? That's not how review codes work. The point of review codes is that they're part of the marketing process. Developers basically they in order to promote the game, they'll give it to games journalists and streamers and content creators, select streamers and content creators of a certain level of popularity, so that they'll review the game and make coverage around the game in order to build hype and ideally convince people to buy it. In exchange, the media, the content creators, they get a game for free, and they get to make content. So it's like a symbiotic relationship. The content creators and journalists, they get games for free, and they get content that they can make for their audience that their competitors aren't going to have. And the developers, the studio, they get free promotion for the game, and all it costs them is a review code, is just giving away some free copies, which cost them nothing.
Vomit machine down for good. Get us control. Once it's open, expose the power cells while we get.
Sometimes they'll pay creators to cover a game, but that's usually for either smaller games or if it's like a massive creator. like a Corey Kenshin level creator. Usually they'll just give you a review code and you'll just review the game or preview the game and they'll call it a day. The demo that they got at the preview event, the review code is literally just a game. It's just a digital version of the game that you have access to before the launch day. What they did at the preview event was they set up a demo at the location, and they dropped players in at a certain point of the game and allowed them to play it for like 3 hours. What they review, they just literally just send you the game early. Will Caboose play the game? I have no idea. I don't know Caboose's business. I know he has I know he was flown out to LA to play the game. I know he has a contact at Sony, so the odds are really high that he'll be chosen to get a review code.
You've delayed the security protocols, but the system is adapting. Stay near the bridge while I attempt an override.
Dr. Pym?
Who's my favorite Avengers? Black Widow's butt. Best Avenger, by far. You expected that everyone who ordered the game from the first day would be able to play a game early. That's typically not how it works. Some games offer early access. Insomniac is not one of those studios. You often see that with like RPGs, I noticed. And sometimes games will have demos out. But yeah, typically early access is like something for bigger RPGs. And it'll be something like for Starfield, if you bought like a special edition of the game, I think it was like $100. You got like 5 days early access or something. I think Mortal Kombat had early access as well if you bought a certain version of the game. But review codes are different. Like, people usually get review codes like 2 weeks before the game comes out. Around that time, 1 to 2 weeks before. Yeah, story-driven games don't really do early access. You might get a demo, but yeah, we're seeing that happen more often. Like Resident Evil Remake had a demo. Lies of P had a demo. Early access you usually only see that with like live service games or big RPGs. Wish they would have just added the characters they have completed. That I mean, they did. That's the problem.
We're fixing the damage you've done.
None of the other characters were completed.
How many people die in your plans? Acceptable losses. No such thing.
The call came down to shut the game, to stop development. Nothing else was done in terms of like full characters. Cause y'all understand, in general, it takes a lot to, you know, make these characters work. But Avengers also had a tiny team because everybody was basically working on other stuff by the end of it.
Readings are unstable. Kate, I don't know if this will work.
Let's get it open. You have no idea what waits for you on the other side.
Almost super adaptoid time. You miss Avengers? There's so many stiletto bots. These things are so annoying. What's up, Burkay? Adaptoid.
As you wish, Dr. Rabbitini.
Okay, yikes. Looks like this new killbot is a big Avengers.
How many times have we played this one?
Shield, the hammer.
Hundreds?
Guess you've got the
Thousands?
rocket fighting back there.
Kate, AIM has control of the bridge. We can't open it again unless we get it back.
Please just hang on.
Project Omega is still pending and you will be terminated.
How about a race?
It is not all weapons to lethal force.
Oh. It turned off my heroics. I was trying to pop a heroic.
Bridge is open, exposing the power cells.
When a decoy doesn't work, yeah, the decoy is pretty sus. Imagine if this was a thing, like Kree Sentinels attacking the city. You're just running around fighting Kree Sentinels. What's up, Lawson? That would have been crazy.
Hurry!
Never got to do it.
Katie! Cat!
What was that?
So much potential. Will Spider-Man 2 have a new game plus? They have not announced that yet.
Nice work, Kate. Thanks for waiting for me.
Thanks for coming back.
I have to tell
I mean, no reason to assume they won't.
But no. Do it back at the Chimera, okay? Because I don't know about you guys, but I need a nice strong cop.
If Miles Morales had one, this should definitely have one. but it has not been officially announced.
I mean it. Now, I get partial credit, of course, but you're in your element here. You were always
Cake
meant
Bishop.
to be an Avenger.
Yes, sir.
I wasn't sure for a while. But even after everything we've been through, mistakes we've made, this is the stupid.
This is the Feet Bishop skin.
Does that mean you're staying?
Yeah, I'm staying.
Yep, this is the last week of Avengers.
I'm sorry, but you're not getting your room back.
September 30th. After that, no more support. Can't buy the game digitally anymore. It's over.
Welcome to the fight, old friend. It's good to have you back.
Yeah.
So Blazin, do y'all think Guardians will be delisted just like Avengers?
Damn hard to kill, Cap.
Probably.
Buddy. Now people can finally stop asking where Hawkeye went.
What Tony's trying to say
Eventually.
is, we really missed you, Clint.
The Embracer Group, it depends on how much. They haven't announced it yet, but
Really took care of things while I was gone, huh?
it would depend on how much it's making.
Future, Barton. What perils lie ahead of us?
The Embracer Group is currently losing money. They're trying to make some money fast. They're shutting down studios, canceling projects. They're trying to find ways to make more money to make up for that $2 billion investment that fell through.
Called the Kree. And an invasion that'll end the world as we know it.
So as long as
future Monica is
Guardians is making decent money digitally,
some sort of weapon
they have no reason to delist it.
She's tried bringing it to the past to finish
But if it's not making enough money, then they'll stop paying the license to Marvel,
Kree Invasion take place, Clint?
and we'll just let the game get delisted.
I don't know when they're coming.
So
why?
So we basically won't
I know
know
we're horribly outgunned unless we do something.
until they announce
By
something.
Fury, he convinced Monica to send me to the future to help him, but when I got there,
I will play Spider-Man 2 until I
he told
pass
me we're
out.
losing the war. He said I have to come back.
Still can't buy Spider-Man 2, live in Saudi Arabia.
all need to start
Yeah, I don't know
preparing
when it'll
right
be back in stores. I just know
Tell us where to
it
start.
passed
We'll get right to it.
the regulations checks,
We can,
so it won't be banned. But I don't know when it'll be in the stores.
Get the medics, quickly!
Come on, stay with me.
I don't know when the official. I don't know when the official TV spot for Spider-Man 2 gets released. The one that released yesterday was apparently leaked, so we don't know when the official one is going to go live. What happened to the Embracer to cause them go from expanding to potentially offloading studios so quickly? A sequence of very unfortunate events. So they spent about $300 million to get those studios from Square Enix, which at the time was considered a great deal. And not long after that, they had a handshake agreement to get $2 billion in investment from Saudi Arabia's gaming investment group. But then things started to fall apart. They released the Saints Row reboot, which was a critical and commercial failure. Dead Island 2 did decently, but not as well as they were hoping it to do. And then the $2 billion investment completely fell through at the literal last minute. So they had to immediately scramble to make up for the loss of that investment they were counting on and the loss to their stock price. It just sent them spiraling. You think Embracer will partner with Marvel? No. For reasons I just explained, the Embracer Group is not in a position to be doing anything licensing wise extra. They're currently considering selling some of their big studios like Gearbox. They already closed down Volition. They are not in a position to be doing anything with Marvel. Marvel games are very expensive and very risky. I don't see anyone trying to make another attempt at Avengers for a very, very long time. It should not be underestimated how big of a failure this game was. And how afraid companies are of having a repeat. Ooh, they just released some of the trophies for Spider-Man 2. I know this is Avengers stream, but it's time they just dropped some of the Spider-Man 2 trophies. Hold on. Let me switch over real quick. This is pretty interesting. It might be something. It might be something to F with. I haven't heard anything about the Ubisoft Marvel game. So we'll have to wait and see. It could have been canceled. We just don't know. I haven't heard anything. Maybe at the Game Awards. Let's see. Heal the World. Finish the main story. So these are trophies for Spider-Man 2 that you can earn. Just some of the trophies. Heal the World. Finish the main story. To the max. Purchase all gadget upgrades. Amazing. Reach max level. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Complete all Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man app requests. Foundational. Complete all EMF experiments. Don't know what that is. Evolved. Defeat 100 enemies with evolved venom abilities. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Surge. Use symbiote abilities 25 times during symbiote surge. Armed and dangerous. Defeat 100 enemies with Spider-Man Spider-Armor abilities. Fully loaded. Purchase all Spider-Man suit tech upgrades. Brooklyn Pride. Complete a gift. My community. Complete hard blop. Funky wireless protocol. Solve the mystery of Spider-Bot's origin. That's the Spider-Verse side mission. Stylish. Equip a suit style. Slackline. Stealth takedown 25 enemies and stealth from the web line. Hang 10. Perform 30 air tricks in a row without touching the ground. Overdrive. As Miles use reverse flips to pull 6 or more enemies together simultaneously. Soar. Using only your web wings. Glide from Financial District to Astoria without touching the ground. Definitely gotta try that. A new adventure. Help Howard. Resourceful. Oh, Howard's back. Resourceful. Collect a total of 10,000 tech parts. Co-signing. Complete all tech stashes. New York. Complete all photo ops. A new suit. Fire the black suit. Yo. Hold up. That's really interesting. Those are really interesting. Okay. I see you, Insomniac. Okay. They dropped a little something in there. They dropped some interesting little stuff in those trophies. Okay. They didn't drop the trailer yet. That new trailer yet, but okay. I think I gotta work on a video right now But yeah, appreciate everyone hanging out. I'm a play Avengers for this final week. We're going to eventually finish all the DLC, and we're going to cover Miller's final leak / article whenever that drops. So appreciate everyone hanging out. I'll keep you updated with all the latest as usual. I've heard mixed things about the cover reveal. Usually Game Informer does their cover announcements this week. That should be this week, but I heard that someone asked Game Informer and they told them next week, so be on the lookout for that. I'm Sadot the Gamer, signing out. I'll catch y'all later. I think I'm gonna drop a video. We'll see how fast it takes me to get this up. But otherwise, I'll catch y'all tomorrow.